Won the toss, had the option. They want the football. Here we go. With a touchback to begin the game by Butker. Hand off to Bell. Stutter step move. Dives ahead for 4, nearly 5. Just for 170. Quick toss, complete. That's Juju Smith-Schuster. Watson in the backfield. Up the middle, and he spins. And his forward progress will have enough for the first. On first down, there's Brown with the catch on the slant out to the 49 and a pickup of 12. First down carry here by Bell. And he moves it on to the other side of the 50 for about 3. Once again, Bell, who slips through the middle of the field down to the 41. Jesse James, one of those who helped free him for a gain of 7. And that is Sorensen who comes up to make the play. And a loss of 3. Second and 13. Connor with the run. And the rookie picks up good yardage to about the 33. Roethlisberger looks down the field, trying to shake off the sack, and he can't. And that takes him out of field goal range. That's Dee Ford. He can just fend off so many tackles, extend plays. Jordan Berry's punt. That's Hill. He did not make the fair catch signal. And the Steelers at first reacted as though he had. And again, lined up behind him is Kareem Hunt. They hand it off to him. Steelers on him early. And he does a fine job getting a yard out of it. Second and 9. And as a flag thrown, it may have been held as Smith just ends the play. Chazier was giving chase.
Holding. Offense number 75. Half the distance to the goal. Second down.
Like what we saw of Fletcher Cox on Thursday night. Over the head, there it goes to the back of the end zone and a safety. Zach Fulton, who has been playing with Mitch Morse out with a foot injury for the 4th consecutive game. 51 games. So Dustin Colquitt on the free kick. Coming up for it is Antonio Brown. The ball is free, and it's recovered by the Chiefs. Incredible. Chetson with the recovery. A communication breakdown.
Now it's a free kick, so it's a live ball, and the ball hangs in the air forever.
And the Steelers had a hard time gauging it. To Hunt. And he is tackled down by Vince Williams.
This formation, they do that a lot out of.
That's to Hunt. And that's T.J. Watt right there with him.
Plays good. Go ahead and snap it.
Gets the pass away, and it is incomplete, intended for Harris. 6-yard field goal try from Harrison Butker. Colquitt on the hold, and Butker, what a find he has been. Off the Carolina practice squad. Mentioned Thursday night, there have not been a single kickoff return for a touchdown this season. There have been already 2 today. And no chance at a run back for Smith-Schuster. First down handoff again to Bell. Through traffic, he's able to pick up more than 10 yards behind.
To run the ball versus this front.
Quick toss over to Brown. He's got a gain of about 5. We've had Hayward Bay at the top. And Roethlisberger's pass off the hands of Jesse James. And a flag is out.
Out of the pass, holding, number 23 defense. 5-yard penalty, automatic. First down.
From the 49. Fakes into the line, plants the feet, goes long. And just out of reach for Vance McDonald. Draw. Plug. They'll go to the ground. Bell. Look at that run. He waited for an opening, for a seam, and he found it. Picks up the first. 6 first downs for Pittsburgh. None so far for the Chiefs. As Bell, in rhythm, has another 13. DeCastro had a big block on the previous play. Another one here.
And then you got a chance to be yourself again.
Quick pass to Bryant. And Peters able to grab him by the back of the shoulder pads.
As much as he had been, he's got to get more natural.
Playing so far off Brown that Roethlisberger just tosses it over there and a flag comes in behind it. As Brown had easily enough for the first.
Holding, number 19, offense. 10-yard penalty, replay second down.
Eli Rogers has come on as another receiver. Back to Bell. Another big gainer. Reverses course, and he's right at the first down yardage. Already with 57 yards on the ground and looking for more. Hops around and spins down for another 6. Again, going behind DeCastro. 2nd and 4. Again, Bell waits. Finds it up the middle, down to the 2. And what probably will be the last play of the quarter. At the 3. It's Bell. Up the middle. And takes several Chiefs with them for the touchdown. Oh, and that drew a flag. That celebration.
Ruling on the field is a touchdown after the play was over. Unsportsmanlike conduct, number 26 on the scoring team. For an illegal demonstration, that 15-yard penalty will be enforced on the kickoff.
There, the way they ran the football, they almost have to give that Kansas City defense a standing 8 count. They couldn't stop them. Coming from the 20 by Boswell. That's Akeem Hunt. Out to about the 34. Last couple of weeks. He's up today. He did well against the Chiefs last year. And he's going to get credit for that tackle of Tyreek Hill. 2nd and 5. Hill, my goodness. What a loss. That's Mike Hilton.
Coverage.
And might have been movement by Irving on that right side.
Full start, number 75.
Yep.
Offense, 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
3rd and 19. Over to Thomas. Tries to step aside. Hilton, and he's brought down at the 20.
You go away from that safety. That's a normal thing in the NFL. Alex is going next level where it's like, is it zone or man? If it's zone, we're going to pass the ball. Or if it's man, we're going to pass the ball. And he's getting up formationally, deciding these. They get 2 plays in the huddle. That is not a normal thing in the West Coast offense. They want you to call play and go.
Up top. Bryant tripped up at the 47 of Kansas City. Bell. Just a yard or 2 this time. And they give it to him. Delivers a stiff arm. He's about 2 or 3 yards. Intercepted. It's Peters.
Brown, as he runs in, he's going to stop. And just right there. And Ben Stroh goes right to Peters, who's looking at him. And if you look right here.
Kelce lining up in the backfield as the Chiefs try to get it to Kelce. But just to amplify what you were saying, 10. Over to Hill. And 6. Steelers rush 3. Smith goes for the deep ball. With double coverage, Hill knocked down. But there is no penalty marker. Quit back in. try to pin Pittsburgh. End over end. Bounces right at the 1. Was it saved? The officials say that it is saved. That was Akeem Hunt who batted it back into the field of play just 5 seconds ago. The challenge flag dropped onto the ground by Mike Tomlin. He's going to say that Akeem Hunt's foot was on.
Pittsburgh is challenging the ruling on the field that the ball was down at the 1-yard line. We'll review the play.
And they can't get much closer than this.
If you look right here, that left foot, somebody could tell me exactly if that's touching the white, I'd love to see yours. Now watch, you're going to see a little divot come up right there. See that little, just kind of come up? You can see it.
After review, the ruling on the field stands. Pittsburgh will be charged with their timeout.
On the line of the first yard ahead and from the end zone. Over the top and complete to McDonald, who didn't go down without a fight. Denied, but it took them one play to get their freedom back out to the 27 as Bell makes the catch and Sorensen has him after a short gain. Let's go down to Tracy for a report. 2nd and 4. Fake the end around and sidearm it to Bell, and he gets hit by 4 different Chiefs. And it's a loss of 2 or 3, and a flag comes out on the far side.
There's no foul by the player making the tackle. 3rd down.
Blitz. 1st down. Smith-Schuster. Bell brought down by Bailey and Sorensen. Bell trying to get outside. And again, he knew where that 1st down yardage was when it looked like he'd be stopped short.
Down front again by Kansas City.
And Ben's going to throw. Using the middle of the field, and Brown is open and able to get out of a double tackle attempt by the Chiefs secondary. Picks up 26 to the red zone. And Bell in the secondary again, and down at the 2. 1st and goal. Roethlisberger looking around, and now we'll throw it away. It's Bell trying to go outside. This time they got him. Oh, and he was trying to hit Le'Veon, who had been split wide to the left as a receiver. For all of Pittsburgh's 18 points in the playoff win, 6 field goals in 6 tries here at Arrowhead. Has made another one in Kansas City.
Other than that, not a shot at Jacksonville because they're playing great ball now, but no, you're right. And how about Andy Reid? You got a stat there, don't you?
Well, it's never happened for an Andy Reid coach team. The NFL's top rusher through 5 weeks. Gets another tote here. And again, he stopped for no gain. It'll take us to the 2-minute warning. 2nd and 10, Alex Smith. Finds West. And the Steelers push him back and keep him short of that first gain of 9. Picking up a first down. Hand off Hunt. And he's got it.
Oh, and everyone would cheer, and I'm like, it's a 2-minute situation. Gotta get it out.
He got it out at the last minute. They ruled that he was sacked first by Williams. Chiefs still with 2 timeouts. Hold on, flag first.
Start, number 27, offense. This penalty necessitates a 10-second runoff. Please set the game clock to 43 seconds.
2nd and 21, in trouble again. Boy, he looked left, nothing there, and then got rid of it on the other side, and we've got another flag out.
Something, Jim, that would be the only thing, but I think it's intentional grounding too, though.
There are offsetting penalties on the play. Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, roughing the passer, number 48 defense. Intentional grounding, number 11. Offense, those penalties offset. Second down.
Smith in trouble and goes down again.
Timeout, Pittsburgh.
Vince Williams has had some big plays in this first half.
Yeah, this half's going to end. And you already understand that Pittsburgh has a beat on some of your stuff you've done throughout the year. So you're going to have to adjust a little bit. Bring your system back a little bit to just drop back 3 steps, throw the ball, get the ball out of your quarterback's hand.
It happened late in the second quarter. Here's a handoff to Hunt. And he picks up 4, brought down by Shazier. That gives Hunt now.
Should help him.
2nd and 5. And Hunt about a yard shy of a first. They've got 9 yards on these first 2 plays. 3rd and 1. Smith keeps it. I don't know that he got it.
Alex Smith, the ball carrier.
Number 1 in the league against the pass.
Good punt by Colquitt. Brown retreats to the 14. There's a whole swarm of Chiefs waiting for him at the 19, and there is a flag. Sorensen in on the tackle.
Illegal formation, number 31 of the kicking team was not on the line of scrimmage. 5-yard penalty, replay 4th down.
Jordan Howard of the Bears shredded him for 140, but so far today, Kareem Hunt has done nothing.
With all those big plays, ooh, good catch. Kansas City switches it at halftime.
Here's Bell hopping around and getting past the first wave. And he's got another first down as he ducks under Sorensen and goes behind Chris Hubbard. Counted for 10 first downs on his own. And yes, they keep running with him. Almost trip him up with Derek Johnson. And he is back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10. As Roethlisberger looks to the sideline and Peters breaks it up. It was going to Bryant. 3rd and 10. To Bell. Got to beat one guy for the first. Sorensen held on and Johnson made sure he kept him short, I believe.
Oh, he should have got that one, shouldn't he? I mean, that was...
Got to be so careful of the returner, Tyreek Hill, who had an 82-yard punt return last week at Houston for a touchdown.
Delay of game, offense, 5-yard penalty, 4th down.
Gets his hands on the football just in his 2nd year.
They're going to redo this.
Yep. Yeah, I don't think the officials were quite ready. Let's do this one more time.
The umpire was not in a safe place to officiate the play. Please set the game clock to 10 minutes and 10 seconds. We'll replay 4th down.
And after all that, goes off the side of the foot. Jordan Berry. There is Hayward Bay trying to do a little officiating. Primary offensive stars for the Chiefs have been silent so far. There's Hill with the catch and the collision. He's near a first. Hunt stopped right at the line by Williams and Shazier. 2nd and 10. And Kelsey could not hold on what would have been his first reception. 3rd and 10. Smith's pass is incomplete, broken up by Artie Burns. On 2 Super Bowl champion Pittsburgh Steelers teams back in 1978 and 79.
Oh yeah, go, go, go!
Brown at the 10, lost it for a moment and falls on it. Le'Veon. Sambo.
Online.
Here's a 2nd and 6. Pushing the pocket, going over the top, wide open. Wide open is Brown out to the 45 before Parker ends it. Picks up 30. Has been. Finds the rookie, Juju Smith-Schuster. Has been somewhat muted. Bell. Oh, they had him behind the line, and he takes off. We got a flag down. What a run. What an incredible run.
Holding. Number 67. Offense. 10-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
But it comes back. Oh, this is some new moves today. Better than ever. Not that time. Tripped up by Gaines. 2nd and 19. Again in the middle. That's Brown being somersaulted by Pierre Lewis. Looking for other options. And out of reach for Bell.
Well, that's interesting. They're trying to draw him off sides.
Yeah, they have no problem taking the delay of game.
Offense. 5-yard penalty. 4th down.
Shifting is what they want to get you on because it's not a cadence there. It's the guy's moving and you're like, ooh, the guy in front of you moves and then you all of a sudden move.
A lot of hang time on this one. And not a favorable bounce, so a touchback with a flag on the far side 20.
During the kick, holding. Number 25 receiving team. 10-yard penalty. First down. Timeout.
Look at Hill. And he backs in for the first. Add 10 more to that total. Game without a catch was his very first NFL game. 53 games straight, and that's a catch, but it's not pretty. It's Mike Hilton. 2nd and 12. There's Hunt. Stiff arming. And picking up 17 or 18. He got a... Smith keeps, slides for 2. Thomas in the slot to the right. Thomas pulls it down and is immediately met by Sean Davis.
A fake screen here.
3rd and 8. Never a chance to do what he wanted to do. Gets it over to Hunt. What an escape. Hunt gets past Hilton. And he's got his lineman Irving on his back. And a flag is all the way back at the line of scrimmage.
This is going to be Alex's saying on Pittsburgh.
Roughing the passer. Number 23 defense. Position for the goal. First down.
So they'll add on top of a 37-yard catch and run. And Hunt brings it down to the 8.
Signs of life, though. A unique formation here.
Now they hand it off. It's Hunt. Akeem Hunt. And pick up a first at the 2. They go ground. They go with Hunt. And he is stuffed as he tries to crawl underneath for an extra yard, but it's going to be 4th and about 2. You're down 2 scores.
Forever.
Out of the gun. Looking for options. They're chasing after. Throws to the end zone. And it's intercepted. And falls incomplete. It was intended for Harris. The chance to get it with a field goal down to a 6-point game, and they go for it instead. They go to the backup tight end.
Oh my gosh, what a catch. Look at.
Well, that's Sean Davis battling him.
Pulls it away at the end, and look at Harris go get that, and then Davis just ripping that arm. 1 foot, 2 foot, 3 foot. This is worth a
minute drive with no points produced. As Bell is hit low by Derek Johnson. 2nd and 9. Bell. More magic with the feet. First and 10. It's Bell. Bell into the secondary. And a drive that began just a moment ago back at the 4. And keep on riding them, as they did twice last season on being rusty. He had that back after 3 weeks. This is week 6. And he fights back to the line of scrimmage.
You're right, and he looks back to being Bell. I mean, just ball's got to get out fast.
Major blitz coming, and it's incomplete. That's Mitchell on the coverage of Brown. Hanaday snaps it back to Berry. Here's Hill. Surrounded right away. And the Steelers were there to defend it. Local department store to help them get ready for the winter. There's Kelsey with a grab, enough for the first. That's Hunt. And he's brought down by Matakevich. Let's go to New York. Okay, so Melvin Gordon puts the Chargers up over the Raiders in that one in the 4th quarter. Here on 2nd down, Smith flips it, incomplete. Somehow again able to escape. And we've got a flag down. It's probably going to be on Demetrius Harris.
Holding number 84 offense. 10-yard penalty. Replay 3rd down.
Run after the quarterback here on the near side edge. Completes it to Kelsey. Mitchell comes over to assist Davis. Kansas City has a new set of downs. To it, chasing after him. And a throwaway.
Smith's pass incomplete.
2nd and 10. Down the field. He's got Thomas. Slips out of a tackle on the Chiefs. Touchdown.
This happened over and over again. He's on the side, right down here. And look it. Just gets behind Artie Burns, who's caught looking into the backfield. And Alex Smith, over and over again this year, with movement out of the pocket and making it look like a simple, big play. Wow. If he could carry him to a victory today, it would be impressive.
Extra point, good. Well done by Colquitt, getting it down. Harrison Butker's kick. And it's through the back of the end zone.
Now they think it's their chance.
Bell into the arms of Mitchell. Just look at that division of Green Bay.
Interesting to watch how they perform without him.
2nd and 4, and Roethlisberger completes it over to Brown. Bell, again, just hanging out 4 or 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage.
Senses it, feels it, and then gets going.
That was a big point by Mike Tomlin, 2nd and 9. And here he is, backing in for another 6 or 7. That's how he described Le'Veon Bell. 3rd and 2. Oh, and it's caught! No way! Brown inside the 20, and he's in for the touchdown off the ricochet. Sorensen and Gaines.
Gaines is looking at the ball. It hits him in his hands and his helmet. And Sorensen's there too. And Antonio Brown has just the instincts to see it tip off right there through the hands, off the helmet. Antonio stays with it, and then one hand catches it with his left hand and avoids the hit from Sorensen, all while instinctively doing that.
Extra point is good.
That's why you get special players. They do special things. I mean, what an opportunity that
That's Hunt, Hakeem Hunt to the 32.
what an opportunity they had. Kansas City right there. Boy, a foot in front of them.
You talk about an artist. There's Smith to Hunt. Kareem Hunt to the 38.
Zone defense and try and push it down the field.
That went for 29. There's Kelsey on the run down to the 14.
3 or 4 times in a row. That's what they would do back then.
Here's Smith throwing, and a little mix-up with DeMarcus Robinson.
And or up the sideline.
Point of the end zone. Oh, and he was open. Robinson was alone.
Coming after him again.
Stands in there, and it's incomplete. The kick by Butker is good.
Pittsburgh defensive performance.
Now they kind of pooch kick it right into the arms of Smith-Schuster. Bell, they come back and get him. 3 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Bailey, 2nd and 12. Run. Bell stacked up and able to go low for about 5. All kinds of time, and it's incomplete. Broken up by Eric Murray. Out of the 2-minute warning, the dangerous Tyreek Hill back deep. And this is returnable, but it's a deep one. Back at the 15, he retreats. Stutter step, waiting for something to open up.
This guy's lightning.
He's got an edge. Hurdles over the punter, and he's out to the 44. Excellent starting point for the Chiefs. Got 1 timeout, the Chiefs. Smith in the pocket, in trouble, and falls incomplete. Without Hill sitting down, without West, 2nd and 10. Complete at the 40 to Robinson.
You got plenty of time. Here you go. Get up and call your best play. Keep it in front of them.
On 1st down at the 40. Ball batted at the line and incomplete.
Underneath the coverage.
3 speedy receivers to the right on 2nd and 10. Here comes Harrison. Pass away, and it's too high. He was open. That was Robinson. Here comes Harrison again. It's Harrison who got to him.
Gonna look right and try and throw back, but they should have him covered.
Incomplete. No Chief near it.
Almost 200 yards rushing. Bell comes off, 32 for 179. Ben comes back after that bad performance. Everyone questioned if he still got it and all that stuff.
See that exchange right there. Since the start of last season, the Chiefs are 17-3 against the rest of the league, but 0-3 against Pittsburgh.
They have their number. They just know how to play them. Kansas City will be fine. It'll be difficult for everybody else when they play Kansas City, but Pittsburgh knows how to defend it with that eyes-on defense.
Kansas City, the last to lose. The start of the season drops to 5-1. Denver tonight hosts the Giants. The Chargers won with a field goal at the end to beat Oakland. Oh, the old 3Bs are back in business in Pittsburgh. Bell and Brown combined for 346 yards.